tip of the day from a former cult member. I have a special guest. I hope you don't mind. This is Tribble. Because she tribbles. Let me see if I can get her to do it like Star Trek. Well, she's itchy right now. You got itches? I'll get her to do it later. Anyway, I was thinking of things that I learned from Xenos that's good. And, I mean, it's not going to make Xenos look good, but it's kind of like I learned how not to treat people there. And one of the big things is, hold on, buddy, can you turn that down? Thank you. One of the big things is privacy. Privacy and talking about people behind their backs and stuff, gossiping, that kind of stuff. I think my experience in Xenos was I just felt so intrusive just being in conversations. Like, I mean, I'm not even talking about the excommunications where they make people go up and humiliate them. I'm talking about just regular life there, how I just knew everybody's business. Everybody's. And for a while, I did think it was just because I was best friends with the cult leader's daughter. So I just thought, oh, well, you know, they're the cloud. Yeah, they're like a information cloud. Like, because everybody gossips to them. I mean, the gossip chain, I mean, like, you know. So I thought, oh, it's just because I know Jesse that I know everyone's business. But it turns out, you know, another thing I learned, especially being her best friend, that is, if anybody is telling you someone's personal information, you're not special. They're telling everyone yours. I don't know, I probably should have learned that in high school, but so look out for that. If someone's just busting out details that ain't normal and whatever, they're doing that with your private details. So I always try to be extra cautious with people's privacy, because I learned how hurtful and horrible it is when people aren't. And I also learned, that's kind of the privacy thing, but I learned to be somebody that when someone, like any of my friends, like if I know and care about them and they tell me things, I think they know that if I'm in the room and they come up, that I'm going to find a way to make sure that if it's negative, that I'm saying something positive and shutting down the not letting it continue. I don't, even if it's small, like I will be like, well, I think they're great, and here's why. Because I'm so used to criticism, and all of us are in there, that I really just feel like people need a relief from their flaws. At least people like me. I'm sure there's people that walk around and think they're great. I can't relate. I wish I could have a little bit of that. I mean, I guess I have some days where I'm like, yeah, I like me, but I don't live there. I wish I lived there more. But yeah, I know, right? And so, you know, I've learned some good things from that place on how not to treat people. I learned from what was supposed to be a youth group or a church, watching people being treated badly and being treated badly myself. Anyway, I can think of more things, but I don't want to be too boring. Let me think if there's one more thing that I learned on how not to treat people. The judgment, you know, just little things, getting in people's lives, looking for things wrong with people. I just want people to have a break from constantly looking for things wrong to fix. Like, You know, I just don't think, I don't think God would want people living that way. That's not the good news. That's not grace. So give yourselves a break if you went to Xenos, because the hardest thing that I'm trying to learn right now is how to like myself. How to like myself the way I am and not look for things wrong with myself. And I don't do that to other people. I lost my voice in there. I used to always stick up for myself and other people, and I always have stuck up for other people. I didn't lose that part. But I lost the part where I stuck up for myself. I'm getting that back. These videos is helping, so thanks for watching. But when I went through the divorce in that church, like in the high school group, they had propped me up so much. Like I was so smart. I was going to be this great leader. And you know, I believe that. And then, you know, as soon as I got in a college group and they put me in the ministry houses, they just tore me down. Like I was the most rebellious, Thomas, messy, you know, just. And then after I went through that horrible experience of being stuck in an abusive marriage as well, I was so heartbroken because nobody stuck up for me and everybody just expected me to, you know, and I ended up choosing myself, but I paid for it with a really big stigma, and I don't ever want anybody to feel that way. Try to stay out of that place so you don't have to put the work in that I'm doing now. I've been out decades. I'm in my 40s. And anyway, here I've learned how not to treat people from the family version of Christianity that they practice over there, the McCallums teach. Anyway, so tip of the day, how not to treat people. Hope this helps someone.